my thing wasn't turned off.
Dude, that's funny.
I hope so. I really hope not.
Did you hit the switch?
I don't know. I felt like technical difficulties.
Oh, well, whatever.
We will see, won't we?
We'll
I
find
just
out.
felt like I felt a click, but I didn't think I was playing with it or anything. So
Is
I
the
don't
switch
know.
on?
I might have just flicked my finger on it.
Oh,
like
maybe.
that. So that's
Yeah, it's
maybe
pretty-
what it is. And maybe, hopefully, I was just talking loud enough to get picked up on your mic. I don't know. Stop clicking on it.
That's going to look funny.
It's going to be
That's
really
gonna be all like,
annoying.
boom, boom, boom.
It's going to be really annoying. What's also going to be really annoying is that air conditioner over there.
Hey, people like air conditioners, mister.
Yeah, not outside.
They like them. They like to know they're there. What's a comforting feeling? It's like white noise that helps you study. Like when you're in the library and you're studying and you have like white noise playing over the speakers sometimes. You ever experience that?
No, I haven't.
It's like when you go to Starbucks.
I don't go to the library.
And there's shitty music
Do I look like
playing.
a person that goes to a library?
Yes.
Well, thank you. I will
Because
take that as a compliment.
it's not. Most
Oh.
libraries are filled with homeless people now.
Oh, well, shit.
If you ever go to a library recently, they're like homeless people playgrounds. Essentially,
Really?
yeah.
See, I don't go to libraries ever, so I wouldn't know.
I went to one library, and there's just like people in there like walking their dog,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like an emotional care dog or like a seeing eye dog or a bomb sniffing dog or a fire dog or
That's
a police dog.
Okay, you can stop naming
or
dogs.
a dog that works like answering the phone sometimes. Do you ever see that?
No.
You ever see the Sesame Street bit where they have the dogs and they put the shirts over them and then they have the human hands?
Oh, yes, I've seen
They're
that.
not those kind of dogs. They're just a regular dog.
Just a regular dog.
Just a
okay.
regular.
I'm really
you know,
glad
kinda-
that you narrowed it down as to what the correct type of dog was.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, shut up.
Well, I said what it wasn't for a long time.
Some
Just to
kids
give
over
you, just in case there's questions, because I know there's gonna be somebody like, wait, we could have been one of these, could have been like a air traffic control dog. I'm like, that doesn't belong in a library either. But maybe we wanted to read some books.
Well, thank goodness you clarified that.
Are you sure I can't offer you I didn't get you a water. I'm a bad person.
Don't worry about it.
Do you want a strawberry now?
I don't want a strawberry.
What about?
I'm good. I don't need a
It's for
bar.
breaking into cars.
Oh, I don't need a crime. I'm good.
A Jimmy?
A Jimmy. I don't need a Jimmy. Thank you. I have my keys, I think. I should anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had another fun little segment. Or not another fun little segment.
Fun little segment. Everybody.
Let's do another fun romance out of context.
Another fun romance out of context.
Romance out of context. It's got to be sultry when you say it's got to be sexy.
I thought
It's got to be romance out of context.
That's how I sound all the time.
Ooh. Is that how you serenade the women?
That's just how I talk, like when I order coffee.
Oh, okay. Well, this one. So I found this one specifically for you.
Oh, good.
I'm not gonna go off the
Hey, I lost my
title
phone
yet.
again.
I'm not gonna go off the title or the author yet because I don't want to give it away. Get back here. You have to listen to this.
Hey, what do you think I can get for that Xbox?
No, you can't defer this. We're gonna do this. All right.
The 360. I think $75 is like a fair shake on all of that stuff.
Wait, all that stuff?
Like the 3 controllers and the system and the games.
Yeah, 75 is probably pretty
That's
good.
probably about right.
That's probably pretty good. But shut up. We're doing this.
Anyway, so moving on. We're not doing this.
Yes, we are. Romance out of context.
How
We're doing
about
this.
the weather?
Shut up. We're doing this. It's going to be fun. I've
I don't
actually
want
read
to.
this one a little bit, so I'm going to give it a little. But, all right, so this is what's going to happen.
Do it in your McGregor voice.
No. I'm going to read it, okay? Then you have to.
Can I echo back in a shitty
No.
Irish
You
accent?
have to tell me what happens next.
Oh,
you have to follow the story.
You bet your shorty I will.
If you do an accent, we're ending the podcast forever. It's going to stop and it's not going to exist anymore.
Or I'll get my raisins and bran and I'll get right on it. That's kind of, I don't know, kind of accent. This is kind of Irishy,
Kind of a Sean
Scottishy.
Beanie, I think. Oh, Sean Bean. All right, you ready?
Oi.
A bushy tail with slick, wet fur
No,
slithers
furry
around
shit. Get out of
a
here.
soaking nude,
I'm done.
feminine body. Her arms are pointed straight out. like if she were balancing herself on a tightrope. A tightrope. The tail swishes around her waist that sways gently as waves of water in a calm ocean as she walks. A breeze wraps itself around the girl's breasts, hardening her nipples as the wind brushes against the tips. And down under legs, her folds barely sway like small flags.
Can I stop you?
Nope.
This is definitely like furry
see-through
shit,
substance seeps out of the walls of flesh.
I'd like to
then the girl lets out a
we're
sound
outside.
as her folds start to warm up and turn hotter than a grill. In quotes,
Maybe this is a good segment to do and just like children running around and we're outside.
You chose to do this outside.
Yeah, but
you were like, let's do it outside.
I kind of presupposed that we'd have like some discretion or whatever.
Really? Have we had discussion in the other 3 episodes?
No, but that was in the privacy of my living area.
So tell me, what you think about it? Wasn't it super sultry?
No. It's a furry thing. Why does she have a tail? Is this a furry or is this an animal, like a bestiality thing?
It's Furry Lemon Shorts by Ashley Furry Bunny.
Oh.
On fanfiction.com.
And for sure that's like a dude. Probably gallivanting.
I don't know, Ashley.
Yeah, it's
like
just
a pretty
dude like, wouldn't it be funny if I chose a girl's name?
Actually, I think most furry fans are females.
I think really?
I don't think all of them are. I think I've met a few guys that are.
That's so weird. I feel like I think in the last episode I was like saying exactly this. Like that's a strange thing, everybody. Ugh.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna read one more second because I actually no. I read forward just a little bit, and this is just the one part. So I look forward a little bit, and 2 paragraphs later, it's the soldier throws her into the back of a van, closes and locks it, then drives away. That's just how it keeps going.
Enemy of the state. She a weapon of some sort.
She's like a nudist like a nudist protester in Russia, and then the Russian KGB dogs.
Maybe she's a
come by and throw her in a
bioengineered weapon.
Why are you making that
island of Dr. Moreau? Well, I'm assuming that she does. Well, she has a tail.
She has a tail,
like an actual tail, not like a dress-up tail.
No, it's not like one of those butt plug tails.
But like an actual tail.
Like an actual tail.
So like Island of Dr. Moreau.
Sure.
So she's like a mutant.
Sure.
Like a cross-species
furries aren't
hybrid.
Really mutants. They're like... It's like a species.
What? What? I didn't know that. I thought they were just people that like to dress up weird and...
Well, okay, so that's...
I thought it was like a mascot fetish.
There's the furries who do it in life, and then there's the people who just like the drawing and the pictures and the stories and stuff like that.
That's weird.
If it's a drawing and stories, and it's like that's like a species. It's almost like an alternate. It's like Zootopia.
Yeah.
Zootopia is a movie of furries.
No.
Yeah,
Zootopia is like a movie of animals that are like...
so they're just anthropomorphic.
So that's the definition?
Yeah, pretty much. It's humanoid animals. Now, the difference is that I think for the most part, I think most of the animals... No, the animals in Zootopia, they have fingers, right?
Did you Wikipedia this, or is this something you just know?
I saw Zootopia, and I've known plenty of people who are furries, and that's the thing, right? If you make any kind of friendship or closeness with a furry...
me?
No. Well...
Because I'm a little uncomfortable right now.
I told you that's going to be on another podcast, Off the Border After Dark. That's when we're going to talk about the real sultry stuff. Then. But no, it's like people that are fans with anime. If you get close to anyone who's fans with anime and you give them an inch, they will take a mile and be like, "Oh, let me just tell you about this 100 things." And it's like, I don't really want to know. And that's how it is. Like they'll just explain it and just be like,
You're a nice, good person then, because you actually listened. I would just be like, for sure. I got to go do it. Bye.
I have to go kill myself. So and I got the rope store closes at 12, so I got to go there now. But yeah, so that was another edition of Romance Out of Context.
Yes, that was the series finale of that segment. It's never coming back.
No, it's coming back.
No spin-offs.
It's coming back. Just
no
I won't do furry stuff anymore.
No.
Since apparently that doesn't do anything for you. I'm wiggling down here. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
obviously, you have a tear in your crotch. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, God, shut up. These are my work pants. I have a tear in my crotch.
I noticed. I was like, I don't want to say anything. Because people were like, why are you looking at his crotch?
I have 3 pairs of pants that I use for work, and every single one of them have a hole in the exact same spot. Just some of them are a little worse than others. That reminds me, man, I had this guy in high school. He was the most annoying person. He's like that guy who would put his hand on your food and then ask if he can have some.
Okay, how does this connect to holes in crotches?
Because if he ever saw a hole in your pants, like let's say you just had just a hole there, he'd like put his finger in there and be like, hey, you have a hole, and make it like 3 times bigger.
Dude.
He'd just finger your pants hole. It'd be like, ugh. And it's like, dude, take me on a date first and stop ruining my pants. It's like they're supposed to have holes in them. They're edgy.
Yeah.
But now you're just
how
ripping them off.
Are you gonna get your feet through?
You still have carbon monoxide poisoning from your car,
Probably,
don't you?
dude. I'm a little tired.
Well, you should sleep then, or go take a Monster or something. I don't know.
Go take a Monster.
Monster Energy. I don't really care much for Monster
really
Energy
tired.
drinks.
You should sleep, or get jacked up on caffeine and sugar. One of the two, but just don't be like this. This is hard to watch.
This is bumming my rad, dude.
Bumming my.
I never really cared much for
vibe.
energy drinks. But I knew so many people, like freaking teenagers. I think energy drinks should have an age limit. I don't think you should be able to get them until you're 18 or 21, even that. Because like, I think until your brain is slightly more developed, you should not be allowed such cocktail of crazy shit.
Apparently, they're super unhealthy for you.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely
there was
unhealthy.
a study done that showed that doing meth recreationally 3 times a week is actually less damaging than drinking a Monster every day for the same period of time. And the thing about that study is, I just made that up.
Oh, dang it. Oh, man. See, because I was about to say, I was like, I wanted to like challenge you, but at the same time, it's actually a little bit believable.
No.
I would actually kind of believe it a little bit. Now, okay, if you say meth, I would say unbelievable. If you said like cocaine, I'd believe that.
Yeah.
I would believe like, yeah, doing cocaine recreationally 3 times a week is better than Monster every single day. I knew this one guy. I walked into my first hour period in high school, and he's drinking a Monster, and it's like first hour. So it started, I think at the time school was like started at 8 in the morning. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and the guy's got a Monster already open drinking it. And I look at him, I go, dude, like, you were always drinking a Monster. How many of you had this morning? He goes, oh, this morning? I think this is my 5th one. I was like, you've had 5 Monsters before noon.
Dude, that guy's probably dead.
He told me he's had stomach ulcers before. He's like, yeah, I've gone to the doctor. They said I've had stomach ulcers, but
there's stomach ulcers. Take the Alka-Seltzer and eat lots of yogurts.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, he's like, I just keep packs of them in the back of my car. And he's like, when I get off, I just go get them.
This is something that happens when you turn 40. You know, it's common for your age. Like, I'm 15. Yeah, oh, no, like, you're going to die. By the way, I'm your doctor that just kind of talks like this. Very kind of monotone. You're going to die.
You are going to die.
Hey, great news. We are going to have to operate, but he will be fine. It'll be a quadruple bypass. He will be in surgery for 16 hours. You almost like it will be okay.
A more boring Borat or something.
Yes.
Like you just don't go, all right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to prescribe you antibiotics, and it is important that you take the full course. All right.
I think you're just sad because there's no more Game of Thrones.
There was no Rick and Morty last night.
Oh yeah, there's no Rick and Morty. Well, they had a marathon.
Did they?
Not that it mattered. You don't have a TV, so.
I got a laptop, bro.
Oh, true.
And the powers of theft, of internet theft.
Yes, just but they did it on TV.
Good as having a TV. Yeah, but then I can do my own marathon, and I don't have to watch the ones I don't like.
Very true. Is there an episode you don't like?
Pretty much all of season 3.
Oh, you don't like season 3? I like season 3.
I like the last one a lot.
I felt that was.
I like the last episode a lot. The other couple I was kind of like,
There were certain parts of
they're trying to be like too character development.
Yeah,
like trying to be like, this character has this arc that they're following. And the first episode, the first 2 seasons were just kind of like, this is the character arc. Yeah, just straight up. And now they're like, watch how he battles with these issues and overcome. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
they do have like that plot circle thing going on, but it's kind of, I don't know.
Well, I
enjoyed seasons 1 and 2 a lot better.
Do you think that they should just keep with a series of
it.
Cancel it, bro. No, cancel it. But what, do you think they should just stick with like a series that's just like an episode of hooligans and gags, and then the next one is completely separate hooligans and gags and stuff?
That's what season 3's been, right?
No, that's what season 2 was like. Because season 2 like didn't have like a real, it didn't have an arc. Line. It didn't have like a through line. It didn't have anything happening from like beginning and to end. It was just an episode of whatever, and then another episode of whatever.
I just feel like season 3 is like trying too hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's valid criticism to make.
Because like that's a difference I think between how
I don't
Family
feel like
Guy
the jokes are so solid in season 3. I don't feel like they're as fast or just good.
Yeah.
I feel like season 1 and 2 really funny, and it was very different, so you weren't expecting so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, season 3's been fun.
Yeah.
Like very fun, kind of very spectacular in that way. But I don't, as far as like jokes and stuff, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
The little goofy bullshit here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel season 3 is as strong in that area. If I was looking at it from like a storytelling standpoint, where they actually like have like a plot that develops throughout the episodes, that's cool. But that's not why I was watching it really.
Got you.
This is kind of like, oh, here's this goofy stuff that's happening, and it just kind of just so happens to be happening in this setting or under these circumstances.
Yeah.
And then season 3 is like, what if the circumstances, and then this? I don't. It's kind of like, I guess like was it season 1? Where they go to like the Giants land, the land of the Giants or whatever. Like Morty chooses the adventure.
Oh yeah, I think that's season 1.
Yeah,
I think that's season 1.
I feel like that one was kind of very. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, keep going. You're making good points.
I'm just stumbling around and I'm really tired.
That's usually when some of the best thoughts come.
That's when the best thoughts are coming, bro. Anyway, I feel like season 3 should have more furries and stuff. And like they should just like.
Pretty sure there's already been some furries in that show. I'm sure there probably has. You're trying to think so hard.
I forgot. I totally lost my train of thought.
Or you were sleeping. I can't tell. You just closed your eyes for a second. I can't really tell what you were doing.
I'm waiting for this kid over there to get hit by a car.
Oh God! Don't say that. I hope he does too, though. He's probably making noises and it's being recorded. Stupid idiot! I'm gonna have to edit you out. Just I hope you get edited out of this life by a car.
Wow. Yikes. That's harsh.
Kidding. I hope that kid likes, comments, subscribe to the Off the Border podcast on Twitter.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh man. But yeah. So, but to kind of piggyback off of,
how do you feel about a Rick and Morty?
Well, so I like Rick and Morty. Are they on season 3? Is that what they're on season 3 right now? Oh, okay. Because I honestly forgot what season 3 was.
What's it been? It's been the Pickle Rick.
Yeah, Pickle Rick. Yeah, I'm Pickle Rick.
I liked episode 1 that they aired on
like
April Fool's Day.
Oh yeah.
That was
when
good.
he wanted to find the Szechuan chicken sauce.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. And then
I need that Szechuan chicken sauce, Morty. Come on, Morty. I need that sauce, Morty.
The Pickle Rick.
Yeah, Pickle Rick.
Well, that was kind of, I don't know. And then the Jerry episode was kind of weird.
See, I haven't actually seen all of season 3 yet. I've seen, I think, the Pickle Rick episode and the first one.
Maybe I'm just like those adults that are like, man, the fucking prequels are so dumb. I remember when I was a kid and I saw Star Wars, and Star Wars was so great, but now I'm an adult and all Star Wars and now I'm adult suck. Maybe I'm like that. I'm like, I was just kind of goofing around in the college when I saw the first 2 seasons, and now I'm an adult and I'm sad.
Yeah.
Womp womp. Maybe it's more of a statement about me than about the show. It's more of an indictment of myself that I don't like season 3. Maybe I'm a piece of shit. I also didn't like the Game of Thrones season 7 though.
Well, you didn't.
I liked it.
Okay.
I mean, I like Game of Thrones in general.
I'm willing to have this. I'm willing to have this. This discussion because I see your point.
It was
I think
just paced
compared to
very
season
poorly.
6, compared to season 6, I don't think as much happened.
It was paced very awkwardly.
Yeah. Like after the Battle of the Bastards, like any battle scene would have had to have been really, really spectacular, and I felt like season 7 didn't have a single battle scene that like even really got near it. I think them fighting the White Walkers on that frozen rock or whatever was kind of cool, but it was cool because you had like the Game of Thrones All-Stars, like anybody that you wanted on your side to like in a battle against a horde of zombies, you had in that episode. You had the Hound, Jon Snow, Tormund, the guy with the fire sword. I can't remember his name. Beric. Okay, you had Beric. So you had like everybody that you're like that everyone that you wanted. The only thing was I would have liked to have seen more of Gendry, but he had to go run.
He skedaddled.
He had to go take a jog.
He had all that rowing cardio. He had to go use. But
I can't remember. I don't think we mentioned this before. One of the first arguments that my friend, I had a friend bring up with Game of Thrones season 7 was when they were getting the dragon out of the ice.
Yo.
Like, where do they get the
chains?
Where do they get the chains?
And also, they don't swim, so how did they...
So, yeah, where did they get the giant chains?
Do they have...
And where and who got
White
sent
Walkers?
down there?
No, just there.
They had to turn fish into White Walkers.
Mermaid White Walkers.
There's a mermaid man White Walker. Like, they can't swim, but they have one White Walker that can because he's the guy that just stays in the water.
Yeah. I like watching like all those like video essays on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, here's what makes this fucking. These are the themes of this movie, or like the great thing about this show.
Oh yeah, they'll title them as like reviews or like whatever.
I watched one about Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the last Wolverine movie.
Yeah, the last Wolverine movie.
And they're talking about like how, this really cool thing about like demythologization going on, where like you have like the myth of the hero and all that, and how these kind of hero movies typically play out. Like the hero always wins, and
the hero comes out on top.
Nothing bad happens,
saves the damsel,
and it's kind of PG-ish kind of looking. But in Logan, there's like all this bloodletting, and it's kind of falling apart. Yeah. All the protagonists are kind of like withering away, and like that's like what was really cool about like Walking Dead and like Game of Thrones at first. Yeah, right. That was like the really cool thing about Game of Thrones. Like you never knew what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. It was breaking all the tropes and things like that.
Anytime that there was a hero that you're like, oh, he's going to come save the day. It's like, nope.
But the only way for it to have like a satisfying ending now is for it to kind of revert back to that classic like hero's tale. Fucking.
It's like at this point,
heroes got to survive.
It's like at
and all
this
that
point, Cersei can't win.
Yeah,
it's like at the end of season 8, at the end of Game of Thrones, Cersei can't be left on the Iron Throne, and then just be like, all right, Game of Thrones is over. It's like, no. It's like people would be like, come on, really? We watch all of this just to see the Lannisters win?
I do expect it's going to have a very kind of, I don't know, maybe not the like perfectly bow-wrapped ending. Mm-hmm. Like they already said it's going to have a bittersweet ending.
Yeah.
Which to me means like, oh, Westeros is going to be saved, but from the White Walkers, but it's probably going to be like completely destroyed and no one's going to be able to rule it or whatever.
Right.
You know, they're going to win, but really, is it really a victory?
Yeah. Like maybe, the White Walkers are saved, but everybody who can possibly rule is dead.
Yeah.
Like everybody that you can even imagine. Like not even just the people vying for it, but like Gendry. It's like he could possibly take the throne because he is the son of Robert, but it's like no, he dies too. So literally, there's nobody left that you could imagine. So it's
something like that. But like
something like that. But it's like but still everyone's alive. So
season 7 was I don't know. It just didn't have.
It didn't have some of the oomph.
Yeah, it didn't have the oomph. Didn't have
some of the oomph that the other ones had.
Like I don't know. It's like when you play, like Mario Golf or it's like some random game.
Yeah.
And it just has the Mario character skins.
Right,
and
yeah.
You're like,
this is going to be really cool.
I guess it's a Mario game, but like really this could have been any character, but they just decided to brand it with this. It kind of felt, it just didn't feel, I don't know, it felt weird.
Mm-hmm.
The pacing, the pacing was probably
it's just
what did
that,
it
like
most.
in other seasons they try to put really epic and really cool moments into it. And season 7, it just seemed to like drift along. And
pacing was weird. Maybe it wasn't that there's enough characters for them to have all these dynamics.
It's almost like they're trying to just save up for the last season. And it's like, I could have taken a little bit more.
Which won't come for another 50 years.
Right? God. But yeah, and I'm not against like different endings for stuff like that. So if Game of Thrones ends in a way that is bittersweet, I'm okay with it as long as I think it's okay. I think that there are certain rules that apply. I think even if you are going to go like, oh, we're going to go against the grain and we're going to have it end in a way that's different, I think there are still rules to apply by. So I think the hero, no matter what, needs to have a hero's death. I don't like movies where they kill the hero like off screen, or they just like he just dies. Where it's like, oh, he died in a car crash.
Bitches. Look at this guy. He's a Ninja Turtle helmet. My perfect ending for Game of Thrones series finale is they just completely ignore what's been happening, and they just take all the main characters and they swap them. They just do the ending to Friends. And so like Dany's like, I got off the plane, and Jon Snow is Ross. He's like, did she get off the plane? And then Tormund and Brienne are Chandler and Monica.
Oh yeah.
And they move into a house upstate. The Hound is Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets his own spinoff, right? Because he moves to LA to be an actor.
Oh yeah.
And Phoebe.
The Hound spinoff.
Sansa is Phoebe.
Sounds like it would be Phoebe.
And Arya gets to join the Hound into Joey's spinoff.
Okay.
But like as a sister or something. I don't know, something weird.
Yeah.
That's my perfect ending. It's a
little
messy.
I think in the Joey spinoff, didn't he have a daughter?
Did he have a? No, he had a sister, and his sister had a son.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I was thinking he got another show. He got another show that was off, like NBC show, I think.
Joey?
Yeah. Well, it's not. He's not Joey.
Oh, Matt LeBlanc?
Yeah, Matt LeBlanc. Matt LeBlanc got another show, and that's what I was thinking of because he has daughters. But speaking of like endings that were bittersweet but really good, did you ever play Red Dead Redemption?
No.
They're coming out with Red Dead Redemption 2. Are you ever going to play it?
Well,
would you mind if I? Do you have? Well, okay, so no. Well, no, but it's a 360 game. You can hook up your thing to your laptop and play it.
Could you?
Yeah, you can hook up.
But wouldn't it be like crazy lag?
I mean, it depends on the laptop.
Well, probably, but like whatever.
Okay, well,
I'm just gonna go into the apartment management house,
anyway,
the guest area, and hook up there. Like, hey guys,
right? All the kids will come in and be like, "Oh, they had an Xbox." They're like, "No, this is mine."
Pay rent. It's cool.
But no, so Red Dead Redemption, it's a cowboy game, right? And
it's like Grand Theft Auto with cowboys.
Grand Theft Auto with cowboys. I really love the character of John Marston. I really love because what I loved about Red Dead is in Grand Theft Auto games you're able to do all the stuff that people hate, right? You're able to go buy drugs, and you're able to go drink and see tits and have sex with hookers and all that kind of stuff. What I loved about Red Dead Redemption is in that game John Marston is married, and he's doing things because the government like took his family and is like, you'll get your family back when you go kill your ex gang members.
He's basically Harrison Ford in a movie.
Yes, I think there's a few Harrison Ford movies that applies with this. Or like like in John Wick or something, where it's like you have to go kill people that you used to work with because something happened to you.
Wait, you're gonna have to say the rest of this in like a country accent though, that I know that they have in that game for sure.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, is that how they talk?
It's how they.
Hey,
it's how they talk out in the West. See, I can do like a Western accent because that's where I'm from.
You're gonna have to go out there and shoot people to get your family back.
There is a snake in my boot.
There's a reach for the sky.
Reach for the sky. So anyway, what I like about him, or what I like about that game, is that they had a really cool character in him, in that you couldn't do the stuff that you could do in a Grand Theft Auto game because morally he was against it. So you'd walk into a saloon and a prostitute would be like, come inside and be warm for the night, and he'd be like, no thanks, ma'am, I'm married. So it's like you couldn't do that kind of stuff because he was against it. Stop. What are you doing?
I'm doing the Star Wars thing.
What Star Wars thing? Oh, because the saloon on Mos Eisley. I get it. I hate you. This episode's... Anyway, but so you go through and you capture, kill your ex-gang members, and stop it. That's going to be into the mic, and I'm trying to talk here, and it's going to be really annoying because I'm going to have to edit you out completely.
No.
Just to get my thoughts across.
I'm doing it softly enough that it's going to blend perfectly.
At the end of the game, he completes his quest, right? So the hero completes his goals, and he goes back home, and his family is safe. But then it turns out that the government wants to make sure that nobody knows about the underhanded dealings that they'd been doing. So they go and attack John Marston and his family at his ranch, and then he gets cornered in his barn. His ranch hand had been killed, and he grew up with his ranch hand. He tells his wife and son to run away, and then he opens up the barn doors, and there's a line of lawmen, and then you have that final moment where you draw your gun and you try to take out as many as you can, but then they all just shoot John Marston. So they just lay into him. They just shoot him 20 times, and then he dies. And then after that, the game picks up as his son 10 years later.
Whoa.
But it was such a cool ending because it's like John Marston, I think, is one of the coolest and greatest video game characters in any video game, but he gets the ending of yeah, I'm the hero and I completed my quest, but at the end I get killed because of some stupid government.
Kill you now.
Now I gotta kill you. Can't nobody know I hired you. So that's the thing is I like those kinds of endings because I'm okay with it because he got a hero's ending, even if it's a tragic ending. It was a tragic Greek story.
Steven, are you threatening me? Are you saying you're going to kill me when we're done with the podcast?
Yes, I am.
Oh, bummer.
But that's fine.
Bummer of the summer.
I think it's time. How long have you lived? You lived long enough.
Yeah, I've been alive long enough. Ooh, man, my headache's gone. That's good. It's very rejuvenating.
Yeah, it's probably all that furry porn that we were reading about.
All that furry porn. Got me excited.
All that furry
got my
porn
endorphins.
in Game of Thrones. Is exactly what you need. That's what we need. We need a furry in Game of Thrones.
Would you like some coolant? Can I offer you some coolant? Perhaps some oil?
No, I don't.
Would you like a broken Toyota Camry wheel?
Actually, yes, I would.
It's pretty broken, though.
Oh, how broken?
I don't want to talk about it. It's pretty broken. It's not reparable. Irreparable damage has been done. It's all broken right there.
Oh yeah, that's busted. That's a busted tire.
That's busted, bruh.
That's a busted tire.
Yeehaw.
Oh goodness. It is out, or it's going to be out Friday, I think. Stephen King's It.
Don't know what that is.
Oh, you never saw It?
It's a clown, right?
It is a clown.
It's a mean clown.
It's a mean clown. Almost 90% of clowns, I think. That's right. I'm calling you out, clowns listening to the podcast.
Now, is that why kids are afraid of clowns, or is that just easy
There was
picking?
a significant rise in the fear of clowns.
I feel like people are afraid of
clowns
without that, and it's just more to further that issue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where the fear of clowns came. I don't think Stephen King set the bar for clowns being scary. I think John Wayne Gacy did because he was a serial killer that dressed up as a clown.
I feel like if clowns didn't exist, then dang it, who's that guy on Adult Swim that has the talk show? With Hannibal Buress.
Eric Andre.
I feel like if clowns didn't exist, Eric Andre would invent them for one of his man on the street creepy
yeah,
bits.
he would definitely. I think he would definitely create something like clowns. I freaking love that show.
I was watching
Eric Andre.
I was watching the best stuff. Usually when you watch a best of something, it's 20 minutes, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
It's I watched the best of Eric Andre, and it's there's like an hour and a half of it.
Right, yeah. No, it's basically the entire show. And really that's what it is they take like the entire season and they show almost every part of every episode, but they just like split it up and they shuffle it just to be like, I'm not showing you the full episode, but I kind of am in
There's
bits.
this one bit that he does where he goes onto the subway and he's wearing like a cone of shame.
Oh yeah, it's like a giant dog.
I didn't get the Fruit Loops job, you guys. I didn't get the
so
Fruit
he like
Loops job.
fills his head,
Fills his cone with milk and Fruit Loops.
Yes.
Like,
oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Come on, you guys, eat it.
Eat up. Yeah. I think one of my favorite moments is in the first season where he's like, all right, the next guest we have is a grizzly bear. And then a bear just like walks out and like Hannibal Buress immediately takes off. He's like, nah, I ain't dealing with this. And then the bear like destroys his
It's like plaster desk. It's like, nope.
Oh man, yeah. No, I love the Eric Andre show. That's absolutely the best. And it's funny too, because like so every time he's on a talk show or anything, anytime he's in an interview, people always ask him what's like the craziest thing he's ever done. Like, what's the craziest prank you ever pulled? And every single time he says, for legal reasons, I have been told not to talk about it. And it's like, oh, I want to know. Like, maybe that's the prank. Is maybe he totally can. He just doesn't. Like, maybe like you've seen the worst thing he's done, and he's just trying to make it seem like there's one. Because like. That's like one thing I want to know. If I could ever meet him and just be like, you have to tell me what is it. It's like I'll sign a waiver and say I'll never say it or whatever, but like I need to know what it is.
They all just look so. They're all just too crazy. I think.
Yeah.
They're all just completely insane.
Right. But like that's the thing, right? Is like maybe did the one that was just so crazy didn't get aired? Like we haven't seen it. Like oh man. And then. Did you ever see him on the Anthony Jeselnik show on Comedy Central?
No.
Anthony Jeselnik had a short-lived show that was very similar to, like Tosh.0. You know, he'd make fun of internet memes and shit. And he had T.J. Miller and Eric Andre on, and T.J. Miller came with a mask and a wig to look like Anthony Jeselnik. So T.J. Miller was already acting weird, and then Eric Andre just comes on. Well, while T.J. Miller is doing some crazy bit where he's like just waving a thing around and screaming, Eric Andre, like you see him throw something under the desk and then like put his hands up to his ears, and then firecrackers go off and they start exploding under the desk. Anthony immediately gets up and is like, "What the fuck?" And then T.J. Miller's just sitting there like seizing up. Oh, it was so funny. Oh man,
TV is great.
Oh god. So good. And it's hard to find that episode because like that entire show basically got like blacklisted. It's so hard to find. There was like the bit that he talked about in one of his comedy specials about making fun of a guy that got eaten by sharks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like shit. Oh, I can't remember. We didn't talk about this last time, but you from Texas, so how do you feel about
Texas?
How you feel about Harvey?
Good.
Feel good. That feels good.
Feel solid.
Texas needed a wash.
No, it
needed some rain.
I mean, there is part of it like, okay, what part of the... I mean, whenever you see someone on TV, you're like, okay, how bad is this really? Because like maybe they're just showing the worst of it on TV. Like, oh, this is just this like 1 square mile where it just so happens to be a shopping center and some houses and it looks really bad. But no, it like... It's
pretty bad.
Yeah, from everyone I talk to. I mean, I have friends that live all over the state. Yeah. So...
Because because they showed a picture on the news of Houston, and like downtown Houston is underwater.
Yep.
It's just straight up underwater. But here's my thing. I can't remember if we talked about this off the podcast. I'm having a really hard time sympathizing with Texas right now because it doesn't seem like Texas knows how to deal with a natural disaster. Like Haiti gets an earthquake and the entire infrastructure is so weak that whole cities are destroyed. Buildings are crumbled, right? Like people, the place is devastated, right? New Orleans is an old place, swampy. It's just kind of a messed up place anyway. Hurricane Katrina comes and the whole place is devastated and destroyed. And you see videos and pictures of people with their homes gone and stuff like that. Then you go to Texas and you see like, oh, the town's flooded, but a guy just has his giant 18-foot wheeler and he's like dragging his buddy along in a inflatable donut, like, and they're just going down the street. And then there was like another video of a guy who's like, his helm is flooded and his family is recording him diving for a fish in his kitchen. Like, I can't sympathize with you because you don't know how to look like this is the worst thing ever. Texans are taking it pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, yeah, whatever. We've had worse. Where's the Alamo? This is just the Alamo again. Remember Harvey. That's our new catchphrase. Like,
yeah, they definitely took it on the chin. I mean, there for sure there's people out there that like don't have anything now.
oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That's definitely
like,
shitty, but
Texas is one of those places that when people live there, like, they live there their entire lives. So they live there their entire lives, and then now, like, that place is destroyed, and so now they have nothing. It's like they don't like, oh, I have a family back somewhere else. Like, no, all my family's here, you know. So it is like it is obviously devastating, but it's so funny to me that I'm like, I can't take it that seriously when I'm seeing Texans like having a pool party in their attic, and they're just like, yeah, I've got a floating boozy here. I'm fine.
Yeah, people delivering pizzas on jet ski.
Right, like, it's like oh, I can't. And then the videos of like people rescuing animals is like, oh, that's so cool. It's like a dog swims up to a boat and they pick him up in the boat and they rescue him. They're like, oh, we'll take you somewhere and you'll be safe. And then there's a guy who like carrying like a 25-pound carp that he found, and he's like, and then a guy's like, oh, what are you doing? He's like, oh, well, this guy belongs in the lake, and the lake's over there, so I'm just going to go take him back.
I saw
and I'm
that.
like, what are you doing, dude? People don't have food. Keep the carp. And I don't know if this one's true
Probably
or
some
not.
garbage fish to eat, though.
I don't know if this one is true, though, but I would also believe it. Somebody had a picture of a market, and it was like the deli aisle, and all the food was gone except for like the vegan section.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, the caption was like, even in a horrible flood, Texans won't eat vegan. And I was like, I'm sure that's probably just like a meme that somebody made up, but I totally believe that. I could totally believe that if you go somewhere in Texas right now and you go into a supermarket, all the meat's going to be gone except for the fucking vegan shit. I'm like, I totally believe that. Be like, hey, we're desperate. We're not that desperate. I ain't going to eat no fucking turkey bacon.
Yeah. I mean, the big problem they're having right now is, maybe not the big problem, but probably more widely affected but not as severe. There's like a gas shortage.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know.
Which is funny, too. It's Texas.
Yeah.
That's where we get our oil home-wise anyway.
Yeah. I got to wrap this up.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Yep. It is time to wrap this up.
Scoobly doop and scoobly dop. Dippity doppers. We got to dip on out the dop.
This has been the Off the Border podcast with Steven and
Tim.
Mark. And make sure to follow us on Twitter at Off the Border Pod.
Twitter at Twitterton.
Off the Border Pod. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And also follow Twitter at Twitter. And don't forget our Instagram at insta.gram.
We don't have an Instagram.
Grammar.
We will be getting a Facebook soon, so look out for that.
Facebook at facebook.myspace/
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Geomaps.
And I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm sorry.